Hey folks, Greg here. You know, I get a lot of folks asking me on various social media, different events, that kind of thing. They say, Greg, can you read? I say, yes. They say, 'cause I don't. And that kind of brings my head down because really you should read, and you should read classics, and you should read them wearing a silly hat, which is why I, as a public service, put together Greg's Silly Hat Book Review. Today we are going to discuss For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ernest Hemingway. Insert graphic here. This book absolutely freaking rocked me. I mean, look how big it is. It's bursting with pages. It's been supersized. Almost seems like it's at the very limit of what a paperback could or should be legally allowed to hold. But actually, I looked it up. The maximum number of pages in a paperback is actually 3 inches, so it's not quite there. But still, it's a lot. It's a book and a half. And I wouldn't cut a darn paragraph because Hemingway kicks unholy ass. His theme here, death. Does that make you want to read it? Well, he keeps it pretty compelling. Now listen, I won't spoil the plot for you, dear reader. But you can imagine that in a book about death, the protagonist is headed towards the theme, so to speak. Synopsis. It's 1938, and an American commie named Robert Jordan is in Spain to fight the fascists. He has seen a lot of nasty action. That's like someone strangled a duck. The story takes place in the handful of days leading up to a battle in which he's going to blow up a bridge kablooey. Now, Jordan's leading a guerrilla band. He doesn't have a band on the side. He's leading a guerrilla band of 5 men and 2 women. I am reading off a screen. Let's just admit it. Now, some smarty pants academic types say this book is too, shall we say, dude-oriented. I sort of disagree because 2 of the 3 most developed characters are women. Their names are Pilar and Maria. Also, Jordan is the strong silent type, so he doesn't say a whole lot, so we get to learn much more about the whole story and him, in fact, from these women and themselves as well. Okay, now, also important, Hemingway refines his theme by having the guerrillas tell us stories on the way to the big battle of previous big battles and lots of massacres that they've all seen. And the focus there is on human cruelty committed by both sides in the war and how different people deal with their own deaths. Like, did they fight till the end? Did they plead for their lives? Did they recant their sins, etc.? So, which I think is the way you're supposed to say that word. So, reading this long book about death, wrapping up, is more meaningful, I found, than, say, your average Transformers movie. Or playing Call of Duty, which turns out is not really about death because you just keep getting respawned over and over again, which is not going to happen in this book, where once you die, you absolutely die. It's just a matter of whether you die well. So, Hemingway, For Whom the Bell Tolls, read it now before they find out how good this guy is and give him a Pulitzer, and then they'll double the price.